And welcome to Daytona International Speedway here today. This is the Racers Elite Full Send Fridays. This is going to be a little bit of a new thing that is being done. It is only super speedways. Let me pull up these. So it's Daytona Next Gen today. Next week it is Talladega in the Gen 6. It is 80 laps here. Going to pull up the starting order here and see how many guys there are in the grid. So first is Brian Matthews, second Stephen Blevins, third Terry Fennell, fourth Barry Nelson, fifth Austin Norris, sixth Truth Hook, seventh Jimmy Reynolds, eighth Danny Jackson, ninth Jeffrey Goodpaster, 10th Blake Davis, 11th Kirby Wayne Scott, 12th Andrew Teft, 13th Frank Chavez, 14th Davis Shively, 15th Richard Ode, 16th Brandon San Filippo, 17th Steve Vest, 18th Chris Goxel, 19th J.B. Harrison, 20th Brett A. Bray, 21st Timothy Yisprin, 22nd Alan Carter, 23rd Troy Thomas, 24th Matthew Monick, 25th Kinsley Smith, 26th Mike Fudge, 27th Chantel Pottle? Yeah, Chantel Pottle. 28th is Steve Castle, 19th Trevor Fittig, 30th Jack Kelly. Drivers have pulled off of the line here, as that is loud overall. Let me also pull up my trading paint so we can get a paint refresh here for these guys. I know they have paints that are just not showing correctly at the moment. They'll pull off here, pop up with the paint scheme if they do have a new one for them, which I believe they do. This is 80 laps here in the next gen. I need to look at their fuel load, actually. Let me look at that very quickly. So they are at 75% fuel, so lap 30 to 35, I believe, is when they'll pit. I think that's around the area that they'll have to come down pit road. You won't be able to make it to the end. That's a long way to go. Also, he sent me something for the points here. Let me pull this up on my end very quickly. I forgot standings. Of course, they're not going to be up right now. First race of the season in this type of, not in this league, but in this, what would you call this? Format, I guess? Format, yeah. Close enough. Now, one thing with these next gens, these are the cars I drive. I don't drive the, I drive the Xfinity every now and then. But very fast steering. If they didn't change their steering, we're going to see a lot of overcorrections. A little bit more durable than the other cars, though. Unless you break a toe link, then RIP your race. That's about 8 minutes of damage that you got to get fixed. Ask me how I know. Getting involved in other people's crap is apparently my destiny. The pace car will pull in here. Starter will have the flag in his hand. And the green flag is in the air. We are underway here. A little bit nervous there when we see him. I see those sparks come out of the cars. They're low on air pressure right now, so they'll be dragging just a little bit. I don't think that should be... What in the world is that paint scheme? Okay, who has that? Goodpaster. What is on the rear of that car? I don't know what that was. That looked really, really weird. But, again, what I was saying is these cars are low right now. Need to get air pressure built up. So that you will see some sparks. It's just the car's bombing out. So there's no wrecks happening at the moment. See if anybody's lost the draft yet. Castle has. He is all alone. Fedig has not. I'd be right where Fedig is. I'd be letting them all do what they want to. One thing I do tend to see at Superspeedways, though, is you guys follow so close, and they try to be exactly on each other when they really don't need to be. If you're in the general vicinity of it, you'll be fine. I don't expect pushes this early on. It wouldn't make any sense, more or less. I just feel like that's just too much. But we'll just have to see if that's what they decide to do, though. Wayne Scott just ran the fastest lap. It's 46.70, but I'm not really that worried about time. I mean, they're all going to be running 46s right now. And I don't expect a lot of fall off. That's one thing with super speedways is you really don't see a lot of tire fall off. The only reason you'll see time change is because they're trying to save fuel. They'll drop down maybe a half a second to a second on that at the most. Everybody's just 2x2 right now. This is what I expect to see for a good majority of the race. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson throwback paint scheme right here. Still seeing a lot of sparks. I'm surprised by this. So we got two groups. Thomas, Jesperin, Fudge, Kelly. This is not a bad idea. Just stay tucked in behind each other. Kind of let these guys go at it up here. This 51's job right now, though, is basically just keep his foot to the floor. Just don't lift at all. I don't think that we're dealing with a lot of... I don't know what they're going to be doing here. It's kind of weird. It's so early on that I can't really pick a strategy. Look at that 50. He's just kind of... He's very content riding. Look at how far off he is. But I have seen guys get super, super aggressive, and they just start pushing so hard. Hopefully we don't see that, but... Good passer says, no, I'm just going to go for it right now. He's going to get a good shove up there, too, and he's actually going to take the lead. Him and Nelson will go up front. Those two decide to make their move early on. Behind them, they've kind of fallen back in line. That's what I thought they would do here. I mean, early on, like this side by side that they're doing is not a bad thing. They're not going to be racing too hard. You can see there's only 5 cars in that top line. Everybody else has gone to the bottom. Now this will stretch their fuel mileage too. Got to keep that in mind. 6 might be trying to let Truth in, possibly. I don't. It looks like he's not. He's trying to keep him hung up there. They're going to be running up on. They're going to be running up on, I believe that is Castle. Yeah, from Castle. So Castle's going to probably stay high here. Actually try to maybe slow these guys up. He's trying to stay in the lead lap, evidently. See, he came down right in front of him. So he's not trying to lose a lap. And I'm not going to say that's a bad thing to do. You know, you got to realize, actually, I think he gets shucked out there. I don't think they want to deal with him, really. He's bottoming out. Coming up, that's almost a horrible merger from him. He's going to spin himself out if he's not careful. Yeah, he joined late, so he's got to find a way in. This is the last chance I don't think he's going to be able to get in with anybody. Yeah, he tried to do it, but it just didn't work for him. That was, we saw Ross Chastain do that. Was it? Yeah, it was Ross Chastain did that earlier this year, where he came up in front of everybody else, jammed them up. got them all slowed down. That's just what you have to do sometimes. I mean, people hate it, but that's honestly what you have to do. Is force your way up. Nobody's going to let you in. They don't have to, is one thing. So... biggest mover so far is Brandon. He is up 13 positions. Not really a big loser. Austin Norris is by -7 as, hello, we're getting a little bit of action here around Blevins. He decides to fan on out here. So these guys just want to jockey for position a little bit. We got it sorted out, though. This 14's about to wreck himself if he's not too careful. Trying to stay lined up behind this 55. That is not going to end up well. Levin's pushing with an offset. That can work really well or really bad at the same time if he hooks them wrong. Like right now, he's got a pretty good shove on him. That's a 46-45 for JB. So now, as they were kind of lined up on the bottom, they've all got kind of lined up evenly now with top and bottom. We're still seeing sparks. I'm surprised we're still seeing sparks this late in the race. I just would not expect to be seeing them like this, but evidently they may have updated them to where they're super, super low. I know they put a new tire model on them. See that 51 to 11. Pretty good. '51 will get shucked out. He's going to have to go back down to the middle so if he can find a spot in front of that 13. That 13 is going to let him in. Chavez decides to let Blevins in because he did not have to. As a 6 is going to try to make a move up here up front now again. Actually, no, that's the 5 of Andrew Teft. Looked like the 6 for a minute. They'll bring Wayne Scott with him, but Wayne Scott just doesn't have any help from behind, so he's going to be really struggling to shove him at all. These cars are super, super low to the ground. Good Lord. I want to see what happens when we go in the corner here. They're not acting like they're bottoming out, but they're low, low. Oh, nope, they are bottoming. That might just be him getting up on the apron, though. You can see that is a lot of sparks. I want to see cockpit view, what it looks like for them. They go in the corner here. He's got a really sensitive steering rack. See what happens on the corner. But I can definitely see it hit going into the 1 and 2. Maybe that suspension is just set up a lot differently than what I thought it would be. But I definitely saw them bottom out. These top 4 or 5 have gotten single file now. As we got a caution here. And looks like it's in the back of the pack. The 10 and the 2. So something around Wayne Scott. Happens before. As into the wall, gets too slow, gets turned by the 11. I saw it happen multiple times. The 6's steering's destroyed. These guys behind him. Oh my gosh, the 07 just, the 70 just destroyed him. I think the 10 actually may be fine from that. The 707 he's evidently destroyed. That car's done. Yeah, Wayne Scott's gonna be able to roll back. He got hit in the rear, but I don't think that hurt his steering. Lap 16 of 80. I don't think they'll come down pit road. Possibility that they do, though. And it looks like all of them are gonna come down. This will be. Do they have 4 tires? I don't. It can't hurt to take tires, but yeah, they have unlimited tire changes. So I just take tires here if you're taking 4 tires, and I mean you're already getting fuel, so might as well just do it. It's truth. I think he just did. Yeah, he just did fuel. So most of them just fuel. Guys that had damage, they'll be trying to get most of it fixed using their optional. You can get a good amount fixed doing that. I wonder if Wayne Scott... Yeah, Wayne Scott looks like... I think he uses fast repair. He did. But Hope will maintain the lead. First caution, lap 15. I'm confused with that because it looked like it was nothing. And I think it wouldn't have been so bad. Now, one thing that could happen is you really can't see sometimes. Some guys that only have like one monitor, or their spotters just are not saying anything, or they have their spotter turned off. That's happened before, but it can end up really bad. Think, why can't they see them? Well, that's because we have a completely different view of them. And you can honestly just completely zone out sometimes too. See some guys coming down to top off. That's a common move at super speedways. People just coming down to get a little bit more fuel, just be a little bit better off. You can probably save about 2 to 3 laps on fuel with turning your car off, coasting, under caution, all that stuff like that. It's a gutsy move, or it's not a gutsy move, but it's something that people don't think about, but it will work a lot. The lights have gone off, and the headlights have came on the pace car. Super dark earlier, yet it hadn't triggered. It finally triggered after a little bit. .55 with Hope and Fennel will be to his outside. I'd expect them to probably sort down pretty quickly regarding the you know, the lanes, as Hope will get a good start. Starts aren't overly, they're not a big thing at Superspeedways, but you definitely don't want to get out too far, as what Hoke has done. He's going to get ran up on here by the 26. The 26 will go to push, and looks like he will. And it's surprising. Most everybody has moved down to the bottom. I would have thought they'd have fanned out a little bit more, but evidently not. And the 26 will go up here. The 7 of Norris will go up high. He's got only 2 cars, but I think that's actually kind of the better number. I feel like 3 cars, once you have 3 cars, you can actually work your own lane, because you get that car has somebody that can give them a push. Looks like we're going to be having everybody just scrape the crap out of their cars pretty much the whole entire night. They are definitely rubbing a lot of that off. See a little bit of movement back there, but not anything that is drastic. Seven, though, has gotten a little bit more help now behind his pushers. The guy's kind of deciding what do you want to do here. That Hershey's car is all types of messed up right now. The number on the left side of the car is way too low. Hey, looks like, I see what he's going for. I think that's a dark chocolate wrap. That's disgusting. Everybody, though, is just going to stay bottom. Looks like, yeah. And what this does, too, at the same time, is this increases fuel mileage. You're off the throttle a little bit more. Well, I say off the throttle a little bit more. You're more or less just getting actually pulled faster, so you're just running faster laps overall. You're not really burning a lot of fuel, but leading a pack can get you like a 5-lap fuel deficit. And as soon as you... That's not right. Let me refresh this browser here for a minute. It's showing Hoke is in the pits, but what it does really is there's so much fuel saving at this track that, let's say Hoke leads the whole entire fuel length. He'll be 5 laps shorter than everybody else. And that's strictly just based off of his fuel and having to run full out, because he's pulling everybody with him. There is not a single person that is having to keep their foot down as much as Hoke is. Everybody now is pretty even on lines. That top line's gaining a little bit more traction now. Got some more people, and they're a little bit closer together than this bottom line. This bottom line's kind of fanned out. Looks like that 51 will hop down to the bottom instead. Seven and 14. running this middle line again. These two are pretty much stuck to each other, and they're making some moves up front. Not too drastic though, but they definitely are catching them just a little bit. Working slowly but surely up there. They're going to get to third, and they get to this 26. That 26 is just on the rear end of Hoke. He's shoving pretty hard now. I have to hope that that 50 behind him can get up to him and give him a little bit of a shove, because he's going to need it here soon. It's pretty even all the way through. That 14, though, is... I'd be nervous if I'm around him. He's moving around a lot, and I mean a lot. So I don't like that, but... Lord, he is giving a shove to this 7. He's going to try to take the 7 to the lead. He gets off in the middle of the corner. He's going to give the 7 the lead here. So the 7 gets a shove from Jackson, and there's a little bit of contact between him and Hoke. They go down to the bottom now. 26 laps of 80 done. So more than 1/4 of the way done with this race. Hoke has a massive run. See what he does here with it. Looks like he's just going to stay tucked in behind. As we got a caution here, I saw a lot of position changes, and I can't see what happened back here, but I saw a lot of position changes happen all at once. It says J.B. Harrison went off track. I saw a lot of changes on the positions. It looks like... I can't tell if he's trying to force his way in, or... Let's see here. He's not running the yellow line, so, like... I don't think there's any harm. Oh, he does hit the wall. I think he should be fine, though, steering-wise. But, like, he's not running the bottom, but the 85... Who is at this race? Of Shively. I mean, Shively doesn't force his way in here by any means. Well, I don't know. I feel like Shively could have lifted, because he goes below the yellow to get that position. But he's... I don't know. He's not, you know... What just happened? Oh, no, it says we got another wreck here. This is under caution. I don't know what just happened. I was looking at the wreck, and then we got this going on. Okay, I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was about, but all right. 17 evidently has somebody behind him that does not care about what's in front. He just plowed through him. Basically said, "No, you're going through here whether you want to or not." I don't know why he did that. Like, he downshifted for some... I don't know. I really don't know what to say to that. You go, Alan. I don't even know what to say. But some people did stay out. Troy, Teft, Wayne Scott staying out. 4 cars stayed out. Alan Carter's included. I still don't know what happened with them. That was weird. That was just odd. Leave lights have gone off. They have. So it'll put the 37 to the lead. He's up 21 positions from where he qualified. We'll wait for them to get the green flag here. Got a long, uh, you know, caution laps here. Takes forever to get them done. The pace car will pull in here this time by. As the green flag is in the air, we are underway here. Carter wastes no time getting going there. Fired off like it's an oval track. Looks like the 3, though, will not abandon him. Looks like that may have been a planned call there between him and Troy. Possibly to get those 2 lined up. That's what we'll see a lot of the times, is once these guys get lined up, that's what they want to do. Also, let me look at my game sound, and I think the threshold to be a lot lower than that. There we go. I think I need to get that right. Mess with my sound here for just a minute. 18, let's do it. 18, yeah. Leave it at 18 there, so that will reduce the sound just a tad. So let's see, they pitted at lap 27. These guys can make it on one last pit stop. The 4 that stayed out cannot. And they'll be a little bit short with the guys that came down pit road, especially if they saved under green or under yellow. They'll be able to make it. Almost a little bit of contact between those 2. Gotta be a little bit careful. Seven of Norris. Looks like he's going to try to take the lead again. Matthew had an incident here. We'll look at that really quickly. This is after the green, and he comes down in front of the 2. And okay. It's odd the 2 keeps it rolling, but that's going to put that 48 way back there right now because of this. High line has kind of deteriorated pretty quickly. So they will need to get that sorted out again. Looks like everybody's going to actually abandon that. So never mind that high line. They don't want to be doing that now. And that's not uncommon thing to see is guys, they just realize, hey, let's just ride. And I think most of them are probably looking at their fuel right now. Yeah, I think they've realized fuel mileage. Now, this is really going to hurt Carter, Troy, Teft. These guys are going to be really hurting because of this fuel mileage. Teft has to have a paint skin. There's no way he doesn't. I'm going to give him a paint refresh again. But it is definitely not what these three need right now, is to be leading this line just because of the fuel difference. It's just so big. A lot of guys, just, yeah, they're all on that bottom line. See if I can pull up their throttle input. This doesn't really show what I exactly want. Yes and no at the same time for this one. Let's see what this one gives me. So kind of look at his, or listen to his throttle more or less. He's out of it he's not out of it a lot, but he's out of it just a little bit. When he lifts out of it like that, that's saving a little bit of fuel. He's also getting, pulled around. They're running 47s, 46s, so they're being slowed up a little bit. Not too much, though. These guys up front. But this could be... Let's see, these guys run it to... We gave them 35. Plus 17. Trying to do some quick math here. 35 plus 17. 14. About 52 laps, I think. Yeah, 52 laps is what it was. So they could go to the end. They'd be right on it, though. And them leading is not helping either. I would honestly fall back in line. Let somebody else lead so you're not burning so much fuel. Now, that's going off my guess. I think I'm correct. Think is the key word. I could be completely wrong. That has happened before. I can be way off. As we got a caution here. Blevins is around, and that has destroyed the toe on that car. What happens with the 51 of Blevins? Is this a bad merge? Good luck, everybody. I turn right now. Hello, 14. That is a horrible decision from you. It stacks up everybody. Blevins gets ran into from behind, so that's not the 51's fault. Yeah, it's just on from there. I don't know what that 14 was thinking. And I think that's where it broke his toe, was right there. This 85 slow up? Oh, yeah, they had a big stack up here. Now look at this. Get a view. We'll look at the 85 in a minute. Shively, watch this stack up happen. See it with 5 cars ahead. So it's a little bit too fast there. I think I'm a little bit too... Yeah, right here. Watch this. They're just stacking up, and then the 14... Yeah, that's just an ill-advised move there from Jackson. I don't think you need to move up. Now, however, I come down pit road, get fuel. You can make it to the end on this stop, I think. Truth is going to stay out, though. Interesting call. that'll be, yeah, just fuel only here. Fuel only for a lot of those people. So Matthew and Truth stayed out. That would have came down. However, that was definitely a lifesaver for that 48 because he needed a caution. I will be on mute before these guys take the green flags. It will take a little bit to get that done. The lights have gone off, so they will get the green flag this time by halfway through with the race right now. I think that these guys that pitted can make it. It is going to be really, really close on, or actually these guys that didn't pit cannot make it. They'll have to pit at least one more time. They'll be hoping for another caution before this is over. That is a really gutsy move to do. The pace car pulls in. Hoke and Matthew will lead them back to green as green flag is in the air. We are back underway here. Looks like everybody's gotten sorted out here pretty quickly. Most of them have gone down to the bottom. Hope Matthew cannot make it to the end. Everybody else should be fine with that. As hello, Matthew. Matthew wants to try to take the lead here, and looks like he will be doing. Sorry, will be doing that. Good Lord, I don't know what that was. Matthew will get to the lead, but he's going to be Again, off on fuel. Will not be able to make it. Him and Truth. Two drivers that are going to be off. And I think Truth has probably realized that. And I think he's actually fallen back. And he's going to be deciding to actually save some fuel now. Yes, he is. That's a smart move from him. I'd be doing the exact same thing. Best thing to do at this point. Realize, I think one thing that guys, one thing that they realize is, hey, you know, we are bad on fuel. Realize that early on, so start saving as soon as you can. Don't be just having to save late in the run. That's one of the hardest things to do, is start saving when you're in a run. It's so much more difficult to deal with. So most of them are just deciding that, hey, I think they realized it too. That 37 and the 12 up in that high line. That 37, he's got fuel to the end. I believe he'll be right on it. But this makes a weird strategy here, because these guys that have pitted can make it, but I don't know if you can make it if you're leading that line. I know if you tuck in, you can make it. So I think we have a lot of guys kind of flip-flopping position, trying to say, hey, you want to lead? No, I don't want to lead. You want to lead? No, I'm good. What we'll be having to deal with a lot of now. As we got a wreck here, the 37 is around, and this is almost the big one. A good amount of people avoid it. The 707 gets turned at the last moment. Started with Carter, and Carter's steering is destroyed. That's just two guys going for the same spot, and then after this, it's just on from that point. And Nelson gets turned around. 85 looks like he makes it through. The 707 almost made it through, but he gets caught at the very last minute. 96 not holding his brakes. I think he actually should be fine damage-wise. He really didn't get that bad of damage. Only thing could be steering. But that will push this fuel mileage even further. Alan Carter has jumped to the pits. Or sorry, Bray has jumped to the pits. Let's see who comes down pit road. That 12 has got destroyed steering. Well, it looks like it's dragging. See, everybody will come down pit road. Pretty much what I thought would happen. I think this will for sure get them to the end. That we'll have. I would not be surprised if they came down and topped off. So I have had an itchy foot in the shower, and evidently I like scratched every single freaking layer of skin off. Reynolds is off and away. The 3 is off and away. Who will come back down? And I'll keep an eye on that. See what they do. I wouldn't. I would come down and top off if I were them, but I do expect some more cautions to happen though. Just don't think they'll stay green to the end. Let's see what they do here. Yeah, they're leaning towards it. Hoax, the only one. Nope, Matthew will bite. Best will bite. Wayne Scott will bite. I would have came down too. I would not have stayed out. I would have came down, topped off. Now, I think you can easily make your way up there, but hey, let's just, you do you. The lights have gone off, so they'll put Reynolds and Thomas up front. We will see fuel mileage come into play again. This is gonna get interesting. I want to see what they can do because this is gonna be really close. Like, I think they can make it, but you're also being really gutsy with your moves. But you do you. As pace car does pull off here. And the green flag is in the air. We are underway. Who will duck in line? We'll probably see some people decide to stay in line behind each other. Strictly for fuel. I would be doing that if I were these guys. See Troy and these guys back there. All to the bottom. I think they've realized, hey, we can make it. For some of them, this will be right on the mark. And I mean right on the mark for them. Let's see what they do now. Yeah, everybody's, you see that now. Look at everybody on the bottom. Everybody's gone to the bottom. This is strictly for fuel now. They realize that they're going to be close. So we'll go on board here. We'll do 5 laps. One driver gets 1 lap each. Random drivers, of course. So we'll start with, looks like, Andrew Teft. Oh, we got a wreck. Never mind. Let's stop that, and this might be the big one. Hello, Arca Break Weekly. Some guys are not slowing down. Just go straight through the grass. I could hear throttles being played with, so I knew something was happening up front, but I still stayed on the in-car camera. Happens with the 11 here of Blake Davis. He just gets turned by the 92, overcorrect. It doesn't overcorrect necessarily, but and it's on from there. It looks like a lot of guys actually made it through. I don't see a lot of people. It looks like it's not as bad as it looks, actually. A lot of people, though, decided to do some landscaping for free and just went straight through the freaking grass instead, which hey, nothing wrong with that. See, I don't think they'll come down pit road. I don't see the reason for them to do it now. I think you can make it, especially if you save under caution. I'd save as much as you can. As No, everybody's. No, some people stay out, some people come down it. I mean, it can't hurt with these English hard. Hello, American. With this many people coming down, it's not a bad thing to pit, but you don't have to. Of course, wow, look at this. 2 Fords up front at a Superspeedway. This is the only track that Fords are good at. Anyway, you didn't hear that from me. You can guess I don't really like Ford. Yeah, you're not coming down to top off now. There's no point in that. No need to do that. What's that? Oh. Yamai. Well, Sean, Bing Chilling. What is that paint scheme? By God, if I've ever seen American, that is American. Hulk Hogan. Hulkmania will live forever. A lot of people have been dying recently. Well, it happens every day. We just don't care about the other people that die. See who comes down, tops off here. Thomas. Nope. Nobody's going to come down top off. Yeah. So, Teft, Shively, and Hope, they're all questionable on fuel. I don't know if they can go on fuel. That is going to be close. I think they can make it. I think they'll be right at it. But keyword is, I said think. So if they're short, well, you can suck it. It's not my fault. Let's have to see if they will be. The lights have gone off on the pace car, so it will be Teft and Shively up front. The pace car will pull off. They will get the green flag this time by. As the 85 does not get going, stack up. Will that cause a wreck? It will not. The 7 just fly. He might get a black flag for that. Hopefully he doesn't. RC can hopefully clear that. Hughes decides to look around. How aggressive will these guys be on pushes? All down to the bottom. Teft leading. I don't know about Teft's fuel. It's going to be close, man. It will be close. See what these guys will do now. It is 21 to go. The 7, yep, I think he got a penalty. I was going to say he flew around on that outside, and I was like, that's not a good thing to see. But that happens every now and then. Teft has definitely slowed his pace down, though. He is running 47.28. He's about 0.8 off the pace, and that 14 is coming with a head of steam. Here he goes on the outside. They don't wreck each other in a minute. Truth has hopped up in that high line. I think he's realized that what Teft is doing, and it's kind of holding him back. He does hop up, but he's not getting a good enough of a shove. Yeah, these guys have definitely slowed down their pace. And I think that's because of Hoke was down there. The 14 is up in that high line still. Need to shove from that 3. How gutsy does he want to be, though? Yeah, now these guys have picked up the pace again. They just ran their best lap of the race as they've fallen back in line with each other. As we got a caution here. Let's see, 37. Alan Carter is around backwards. Does he... He comes up. 77 is there. Right into the 77's path. This will stretch the field even further. I think Hoke and these guys should be good to the end. Oh, Lord, my back. Nobody will come down pit road here. I would expect them all to stay out. Just doesn't seem like a smart move at all. Yeah, everybody stays. Besides these guys that got damaged, they're going to be coming down. So I will go on mute here before these guys take the green flag again. We will get the green with 13 to go, I believe. I think that's right, hopefully. Lights have gone off. They are getting ready to get the green as the pace car is getting ready to pull down pit road. Be Hoke and Teft front row. I'm pretty sure Fuel can stretch as far as they need to now. They will not have to worry about that anymore. And the green flag is back in the air. We are back underway. Coming to 12 laps to go. Hoke and Teft. First and third. San Filippo managed to squeeze his way in there. He had some damage early on, but he's gotten it fixed, it looks like. Really good job making that work. The 3 and the 26 up in this high line right now. See if they can get something going. They're going to start making moves. They need to start making it now. They have people behind them. If they do want to try to mount a run, they should be able to get a pretty good one if they decide to make that move. This high line getting a little bit more momentum now. Good Lord. That 3 is getting some push from behind. In the 26, see if they can get some movement. This 92, gotta keep an eye on him. He's stuck in the middle. Let's see if he can get a shove here by the 7, and there it goes. I knew that was gonna happen. I was waiting for that, and we stay green. Norris should be able to get it back going, as he will. As we got a second wreck up here, the 78. Richard Ode and Brian Matthews. So we'll look at Norris first. He's just high, and Nelson just gets into him a little bit and sends him spinning. He has no harm, no foul. Then Brian is the next incident here. Shucked it. Okay, shucked out a line. Oh, 48 barely nicks that 78, and the 78 looks like his car just kind of takes off on him after that and just barely hooks him. I think the 11 got DQ'd. Yeah, he got DQ'd. The 28 may be stuck from this point on. Oh, don't tell me he's stuck. Hopefully he can get off. He's right there at it. One thing with these next gens is they get stuck. Oh, he's got... Okay, good. He got off finally. So that's the one thing I have against these next gens is you don't see the Xfinity cars get stuck when they have flat tires. The trucks don't get stuck when they have flat tires, but the next gens do because they're so low to the ground. It's just... That's one thing that I really do hate with them is once you get a flat, you just can't drive it back, which is just kind of dumb. Yeah, do not think that you'll see anybody down pit road. No fuels needed. Fennel, these guys all had damage, so I get 78. Is that the only guy that was involved? Oh no, the 11 got involved and he net codes. Wow. Okay, that is super unlucky for, I think that, who was that? Somebody got, yeah, that was incredibly unlucky for Terry. The dude disconnected right in front of him and he somehow still got damage. That's got to be super annoying. You're the driver of that car. You're probably like, you have to be kidding me. That just happened to me. I'll go on mute again here before these guys get the green flag. Lights are off in the pace car. We'll be getting the green this time by Hoke and Brandon. Lead them back to green. Be 6 laps left as the green flag is in the air. We are back underway. Let's see who can make the run. Lined up top and bottom, Truth and Brandon, both controlling those lanes. When will the big one happen? Because it's going to happen. It's not a question of when, it's will. Sorry. It's not a question of will, it's when. I can't get that right. Brandon will go to the lead. See if he can keep it, though. We'll go from bottom to top, trying to keep that position held. He's got Troy behind him. Troy's getting a big shove from Andrew. I don't think fuel is a big concern for these guys, as we do have a wreck out back, but we will stay green. It's the 16 of Steve Vest. The 5. Giving a huge shove. The 12 and the 3 still riding that high line. With 2 laps left, I think, is when we'll see the wick turned up. These guys will just throw caution into the wind. It'll just be there on. They will go hard after that point. So it will be 3 to go now. Top line is starting to fall apart. I don't think they really have anything that can get to Poke at the moment. It's going to be relying on Andrew. When does Andrew move out? When does he do this? When does he make a move? Does he make a move? Oh, we got a wreck behind. Will we stay green? We will not. This Chavez apparently has went off. I don't... That's the second time we saw Barry in something. I don't know if that's Barry's fault, though. 13 looks like he's fine. I can't really say anything about that. But I think this will get us to a green-white-checkered attempt here, though. I think that's what it will bring us to. So what will happen here? I think everybody will stay out. Nobody will come down pit road. There's no need to do that. Should be good on fuel. If you got damage, come down, but I don't think anybody else should be coming down for any other reason besides that. Believe these guys that came down, this is fuel, tires, just if they're already back there, it can't hurt to go ahead and get them. Pretty much is what it looks like. Angel Reese, let's get it. Get gutsy here. I don't think that's the last caution that we'll see either. I think we'll see at least one more. Only people I'd be worried about are maybe the top 2 or 3 because they're stretching their fuel a little bit longer. I think we've had enough cautions here that they should be fine. Shouldn't be too bad on it. So lights have gone off. They'll get the green next time by for green-white-checkered attempt here, number 1. Be Hoke and Teff controlling the front 2 lanes now. Biggest mover in this race has been Kelly. He's up 24 positions from where he qualified. He's done a really good job working his way up here. His car will pull in. Green-white-checkered attempt. Hoke and Teff leading the front row as the green flag is in the air. We are back underway here at Daytona for the first race of the season in this format. That top line has kind of gotten unformed. They're about to wreck each other back here again. 85 to 38 just made a gutsy move to shut that door on the 14. When they get the white flag, next flag ends the race. Hopefully they let them stay green and race to the end no matter what happens. They come out of 4 here. Teff, Hoke with the lead. He's got Shidley behind him. When will this 85 make a move? Will Hoke throw a big block here? The 85 stays at the bottom, looking around a little bit here, trying to get to the bumper of Hoke. He's got to the bumper of Teff. Can he get a shove from the 26 here? Coming off of 2. They wiggling around a lot. Somehow keep it up under them. They're going to wreck each other back here in a minute near the 14. But down the back stretch they go. The 5 is getting an arrow shove here. Will he get the lead? It looks like he will for just a minute. They will be tied down the back stretch. The 26 glued to his bumper. Shively getting a shove from the 38. Teff trying to take home the win here. This 92 is all over the 26 as they will wreck behind. Green flag stays in the air, though. Off of 4, Hoke and Teff. It will be between these two. Teff will get out ahead just a little bit here. And it looks like it will be Andrew Teff who will take home the win. Jimmy Reynolds second. And Truth Hoke will come home third. As I think we just had about 4 or 5 people, Dale Earnhardt themselves, behind this. Watch Teff do his burnout. And he's stuck. And there it goes. They got him unstuck. Interesting burnout he's got going on. Looks like he will pull that in now. We've got other people doing burnouts. Pull up the finishing order here now. Bring in the top 3 drivers. Bring in Ruth Hoke. Hey, Truth, this is
I mean, no
Bryson.
what?
Hey, sorry, I pulled you
Yep.
in when I don't think you realized that. But, you come home third, you lose by just a little bit there. Didn't get the shove that you need coming out of 4. But, how did the race go for you overall, though? Because you qualified 6, so you didn't do too bad.
It was fun. It was really a fun race finally on a Friday night at a super speedway for me, but it was really fun.
So how does this, kind of set the tone for the rest of the season for you? Because knowing that this is the first race, we've got about 9 or 8 more, I think.
Well, I just hope I didn't use up all my luck on the first one.
Yeah, it definitely seems like,
Yeah,
it's super
it was,
speed.
but it was. I mean, I had some good people around me the whole race. 85 David, he tried pushing there at the end. He just couldn't get to me.
Yeah, so how no, how reliant are these cars on pushes? Because it seems like, if you don't get a push, you're pretty much just stalled out there.
Yeah, you are. I mean, I think that's what happened to Brandon and Troy on the outside on that one restart. Is when Brandon pulled back up, he lost some momentum, and that just killed the whole line.
Yeah, it definitely seems like these cars are more air reliant than anything else. But how was the racing from your point of view? Because we had a couple of good stretches, and then we would have a wreck, and then we kind of reset, but it wasn't too bad.
No, it was good. Like I said, racing around people, that trust really good. It was, overall, it's just a fun race. I can't wait to watch it back in the morning.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out? Maybe been watching the stream here tonight.
I just like to thank my wife, support me and the team, the Misfits, Troy and Jesse, and all the guys, Andrew and Brandon and Kirby was in there tonight. I just want to thank them, Andrew, for putting it on, and you for broadcasting.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. Good job coming home third tonight, man.
Thank you very much.
It's Truth Hope, the third place driver. I need to get him to fix his mic. He got it fixed a little bit more than what it used to be. We'll see if we can get it fixed a little bit better. We'll bring in the second place driver and Jimmy Reynolds. Hey, Jimmy, this is Bryce in the booth. Got a copy, man?
Hey, Bryce, how you doing?
Man, so you come home second. You pushed Andrew to the win. You qualified, if I can pull up my SDK, you qualified 7th. So you didn't do too bad. But, how did the race go for you overall, though? And what was going through your head, going through 3 and 4? Did you ever have a intrusive thought of, hey, let's just leave Teft out to dry there?
Nah, not really. I just wanted to get a good run tonight because I've been running by myself tonight, so I didn't really have any tag team partners per se. But just running up front, I got in that one wreck earlier, so I had to use my fast repair, and I was able to work myself back up to the top 5. So really, I was just looking for a good finish. But when I was pushing him, got a little sideways, had to gather it back up, but ended up having a pretty good run, getting first and second. So that worked out good.
And so, how was the racing from your point of view? Because it seemed like we would have kind of these stretches where we'd stay green and then we'd have a wreck and then we'd go green again, and it didn't seem like it was too bad overall.
No, no, no. It was a good race. I think just some, minor mistakes here and there from a few different people throughout some of the cautions, but for the most part, it was, typical next gen racing. I actually like these cars, so I thought it was an overall good night.
And so, how does this set the tone for the rest of the season for you? Know that we got about 8 more of these races at Superspeedway, so the chaos is not over yet.
No, it's not over. Hopefully, I can just gain some of the people in the field's trust and have some good points runs, and have some good top 5 finishes, hopefully, and we'll go from there.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that could have been watching tonight?
Uh, I just appreciate my wife for letting me come in here and do this racing thing, and appreciate you for broadcasting. Appreciate the league owners. Appreciate the RC for doing their job too, and appreciate all y'all. Thank you.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good job coming home second tonight, man.
Thank you.
Jimmy Reynolds, the second place driver. We will bring in the winner, and Andrew Teff. Took me a minute. My brain's slow. Hey, Andrew, this is Bryce in the booth. Got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got you.
And so you qualified 12th, come home with the win. What was going through your head those last 2 laps, especially coming out of 3 and 4 there with Reynolds all over your bumper?
Yeah, that was really intense. I had fuel on my mind. I didn't want to get back in traffic, so I kind of pitted as soon as I could, while still being able to make it to the end. And those few cautions really helped stretch the mileage a little bit. Then that final caution, I was comfortable to actually race and not run out, so started to get on it, and Jimmy gave me a heck of a push there. I almost died in turn 2, but saved it, and we were able to, get back together and get a nice big run down the backstretch. And I thought Truth might pull up in front of me, but he didn't, and it was kind of just smooth sailing from there. Had a nice strong push all the way back to the checkered. So big thanks to Jimmy.
So I was gonna ask something. Crap! It literally was on my mind, and I forgot what it was. So how was the racing from, your point of view, it being the first race of the season, knowing that there's still going to be some kinks that need to be worked out with some guys kind of learning how certain cars react?
Yeah, definitely. It's a good series to learn all the different cars because we're rotating through quite a few of them. It's nice to be locked in early to the chase because you never know what the heck's going to happen in these races. So it's nice to get that monkey off my back, and once you're in, you can take a little bit more of a risk, and it's still nice to, race for points for the regular season championship bonus points. You get paid for that based on, based on where you finish the regular season. First is like 12 points, but so I still want to be a little bit careful, but I feel a lot more comfortable racing now.
So was there ever a thought in your mind that, Reynolds is going to jump out behind you, especially in 4, knowing that he was all over your bumper?
I thought about it. I was kind of trying to block the middle and the top at the same time. When he kind of gave me a strong push in the middle of 2, and in the next gen cars, you can push in the corners pretty decently. It just kind of snagged my bumper a little bit. I thought I was going to go around and probably collect the whole field, but I had some quick hands and was able to straighten it out. But if anything, I thought he might get under me there just because of how upset my car got. But he gave me a lot of room to collect it and get back connected down the backstretch. And then I was able to just sort of drive in that 2/3 lane to sort of block the top and bottom. But it seemed like he was pretty committed anyway, so I appreciate that.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank you for helping out in the booth, and Speed Zone Race Control. They take care of our officiating in the series and actually all of our series right now. I want to thank KS Designs for our paints. I should probably thank Puffin Barger for letting me drive his car tonight. had the wrong number on it tonight. He normally drives the 5, but glad I treated it right. And want to thank our servicemen and women, the teams, my team, not teams, friends, family, and everybody that tunes in to watch and shows up to race. And if you're interested in checking us out, head on over to racerselite.com for all our info. And if you don't mind doing us a favor, hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel homepage. Almost to 500, and that's our goal. So we appreciate it. Everyone helps us get there.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good job coming home with the win tonight, man.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
Andrew Teft, the race winner, also the league owner, locked himself into the playoffs. So I'll do the top 5 rundown. Teft first, Reynolds second, third, Hoke, fourth, Gisbrand, fifth is Norris. Not a bad race overall. They have, what's the schedule? I need to pull up the schedule. He sent it to me. So they will be at Talladega in the Gen 6. Oh, God. Talladega. So it's Gen 6, Xfinity, Trucks, Gen 4, Next Gen, Gen 4, Xfinity, and then Truck. Season finale is September 26th. So a little short league. Wasn't going to cover this league, and then I said, you know what? Screw it. I'll go ahead and do it. So, well, league as in, I don't even know what to call this. Because this is a league, but it's like, I don't know. Series, well, screw it, we'll call it that. But I'm not going to keep y'all here any longer. I will let you all go. That's not what I meant to do.